If you are trying to build any kind of income online using AI, and you have not paid attention to what just happened with ChatGPT this week, there is a real chance you are about to work a lot harder than you need to for a lot longer than you should. ChatGPT 5.5 just dropped, and the gap between people who understand what actually changed and people who just keep using it the old way is going to show up in their results quickly. But here is what frustrated me about every piece of coverage I saw this week. All of it was written for developers, for researchers, for people who already understand what a benchmark score means and why it matters. None of it was written for someone who is just trying to figure out how to use AI to build something real. A digital product, an income stream, a system that actually works, without a tech background, and without spending money they do not have yet. So that is exactly what this video is. The honest, practical breakdown of what changed in ChatGPT 5.5, what it actually means if you are a beginner, and the specific things you should do differently starting today. No jargon, no benchmark charts, just the real answer to the question you actually have. Let's get into it. ChatGPT 5.5 launched 4 days ago on April 23rd. Here's the first thing most people missed in the coverage. If you are on the free tier, you do not have access to it yet. It is currently available to paid users only, plus Pro, Business, and Enterprise plans. So if you open ChatGPT this week and nothing looked different, that is why. We are going to come back to exactly what free tier users should do, because that matters and most videos are not addressing it honestly. For everyone on a paid plan, here is what actually changed. And I mean changed for real people doing real things, not for engineers running evaluation tests. The first change is the one that is going to save beginners the most time. ChatGPT 5.5 understands what you are trying to do before you fully explain it. Think about how many times you have typed a prompt, got something back that completely missed the point, and had to start over. That experience, the frustration of trying to communicate clearly with a tool that needs perfect instructions to give you useful output, that was one of the biggest invisible barriers for beginners. Not the AI itself, the prompting, the learning curve of figuring out exactly what to type to get what you actually needed. 5.5 dramatically lowers that barrier. You can give it a rough idea, a half-formed thought, a messy direction, and it figures out what you actually mean. It meets you where you are instead of making you learn an entirely new skill just to use it effectively. For beginners who have struggled with getting consistent, useful output, this single change is worth paying attention to. The second change is what OpenAI is calling agentic capability. And in plain English, here is what that means for you. In older versions, if you needed ChatGPT to do something complex, write a full email welcome sequence, build out a month of content ideas, research a niche, and turn that research into an outline for a digital product, you had to manage every single step yourself. Prompt. Get a result. Correct it. Prompt again. Adjust. It was slow and it required your full attention the entire time. 5.5 changes that. You give it a direction and it plans the individual steps, checks its own work as it goes, and keeps moving until the task is done. Think about what that means for someone building an online business in 1 or 2 hours a day. The tasks that used to eat your entire work session, building a product outline, writing a content series, drafting a full email sequence, those tasks just got significantly faster. And when your active time is limited, faster means everything. The third change is research. ChatGPT 5.5 can now search, pull current information, synthesize it, and hand it back to you in a format you can use immediately. For anyone creating content around a niche, writing newsletters, building digital products, or trying to understand what their audience actually wants right now, this is genuinely useful. The research step that used to take an hour of jumping between tabs and trying to piece things together now takes minutes. And the output is cleaner, more specific, and more actionable than before. Now here's the part I want to make sure you actually hear, because this is the thing that separates people who make real progress with AI from people who stay stuck regardless of which model they are using. A smarter model does not build your business for you. It does not write your strategy. It does not pick the right income stream for your situation. It does not grow your audience or make your first sale happen. What changes is the ceiling of what you can produce in a single hour of focused work. The quality of your output goes up. The friction of getting there goes down. The time between having an idea and having a finished asset sitting in front of you gets shorter. That is real. That is meaningful. But it only matters if you have a direction and a system to plug it into. And this is exactly where most beginners make the same mistake every single time a new model drops. They spend a week reading about what changed and 0 days actually building anything with it. The people who consistently get ahead with AI are not the ones with the deepest technical knowledge. They are the ones who kept building while everyone else was watching. So here is what I want you to actually do right now. Whether you are on the paid plan or the free tier, if you have access to 5.5, open it today and give it your messiest, most unpolished prompt. Not a perfect one. A rough one. Something you would have hesitated to type before because it felt too vague or too complicated. See how much closer it gets to what you actually need on the first attempt. That single experiment will tell you more about what genuinely changed than anything you have read about it this week. If you are on the free tier and you do not have access yet, here is the honest truth that nobody else is going to tell you. The free tier still works. It still writes content, drafts products, builds outlines, and helps you execute on real income-generating tasks. The gap between free and paid is real, but it is not why most beginners are not seeing results yet. The real reason is almost always the same thing. No clear system. No defined starting point. No understanding of which step comes before which other step. That is the problem that actually needs solving first. And that is exactly what the free AI toolkit linked below addresses. It covers the tools, the setup, and the order. The specific sequence that takes someone from zero to their first functional income stream using AI, with most of the tools completely free to start. Grab it before you do anything else. If this video gave you something honest and useful without the hype, that is what this channel is built on. Every single week. Hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.